Totally baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless. My name's John, and with me are Steve, Dave, and Dan. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, happy to be here.
Hello.
All right, in reverse chronological order. Got it. Good. Awesome. All right, here's this week's trivia question. Since we're doing a movie thing, I'm going to give you a movie trivia question that's right up your alley, Dave and Dan.
Oh, that
Steve,
hurts.
Please try to keep up. Yeah, I know Steve's living in the 21st century, so he's at a severe disadvantage.
Oh, he must have a flying car then. Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, right. Looking from your perspective, right?
Sadly, I don't.
I know you guys have all seen the movie Singles. Yeah, maybe?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Campbell Scott, Bridget Fonda, Matt Dillon, directed by Cameron Crowe, I think it is. Kyra Sedgwick.
Eddie Vedder. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Vedder's in there. Yeah, a ton of people. But somebody makes a brief cameo very early in their career that you probably didn't notice. I'm going to say you guys won't get this, so I'm going to give you a multiple choice. Was the brief cameo, and I'll tell you, I don't know, even telling you what they're doing in it might spoil it, so I'm not gonna even tell you that. But
Is like
one of
somebody
these
like
three.
in the background?
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
They're waving.
You do see his face. Is it A, Paul Giamatti, B, Jamie Foxx, or C, Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Ooh.
I can tell you that it's not Jamie Foxx because that movie has 0 non-white people in it.
Yeah, it's about Seattle in the 90s.
Well, I told you it's a brief thing, so you never know.
He wasn't there.
So what do you think, Steve?
He wasn't there. I'm going to say Paul Giamatti.
Okay.
Same. Paul Giamatti as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, this is a good. I nailed you. Dan, what do you say?
I'm going to go with Jeffrey Dean Morgan because someone thought he was Javier Bardem.
He does have that kind of look.
Okay, friendo.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, Steve and Dave. It's Paul Giamatti.
Sons of bitches.
He's
Of
in
course.
the coffee. Yep, he's in the coffee shop making out with a girl that the two other characters are complaining about. I think it's Campbell Scott.
He must have been really young.
He was really. He looks really, really different. Yeah, he looks like
He
a
was
young
thin
guy.
and had hair, probably.
He's totally making out
This
with
is
this
pre
girl,
Merlot.
and the other characters are like, "Oh my God, get a room!" And then
He's one of those guys that you see like early in his career and later in his career, and you think they're like two different people. You're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, his eyes aren't even that buggy or anything yet.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
picture him as being like Homer Simpson.
Have
Paul
you seen that
Giamatti.
movie?
The holdovers. I just saw that. Yeah, a couple days.
It's really good. I liked it.
Oh,
like it a lot.
Yeah. He's good in that.
I actually know that this is random, but he actually has a podcast about like cryptozoology, which is super strange.
Paul Giamatti,
Welcome to 2024. Paul
Yeah.
Giamatti has a podcast about
like Bigfoot
cryptozoology.
and Loch Ness Monster and all that.
Bigfoot and like psychics and spoon bending, all that kind of shit. It's pretty funny.
It's yeah, and other scams.
Hey, he's trying to
I
give
know
us a
it's
run
good.
for him. How dare you do
Wait a minute.
competition?
Yeah.
We're coming for
That's
you, Paul
hard.
Giamatti. We're coming for
This is
you.
war, Paul G.
Yeah, that's right.
Or as we like to
Man.
call him, Paulie G.
As his friends in the business call him.
That's a different dude. Pauly Shore, man. He was like a little makeout dude in the movie. All right. So we're talking about the movies because this episode is going to be all about the latest Nicolas Cage movie, Dream Scenario. We always looking for any reason to talk about Nicolas Cage, so it's really about that. Well, you know what? Spoiler alert, we're just going to talk about the whole thing. So this is just for fun. If you've seen any movie with Nicolas Cage in it, you know it gets weird anyway. So, but in this, the premise of the movie is that people randomly, I guess thousands of people end up having dreams about Nicolas Cage's character. And then it gets kind of weird from there. What was your first impression?
At first, I thought it was going to be weird for weird's sake, like most of his stuff is. It is a weird movie, but the more you start watching it, the more it kind of you follow what's going along, and it's not just him being a weirdo.
Okay, good. What's going on? Explain it to me.
The more you watch it.
Why don't you tell me? Well, right, as it like it further develops, I mean, because he's got the balding thing and the beard, and he's kind of changed his manner of speaking. So you think, okay, he's just
A
doing this
little
weird,
bit.
goofy ass take on this like schlub. But then it
Yeah.
kind of
He's a
starts making more
schlemazel.
sense that he's kind of a put upon guy.
Right. So, like a middling professor that really can publish, sort of in a, I don't know, in a, not an unhappy, but sort of a middling marriage. Fun fact also about his character, he apparently devised his own hairdo. So what you see in the film is what he said, I would look good in this, which is the typical like balding, very much bald on top, ring of hair around. It's pretty awesome. And
It's
it's all
probably
his creation.
it's probably what he actually looks like, though.
Right?
I mean, that's probably closest to his real hair.
I mean, yeah, Nicolas Cage was going bald when he was Nicholas Coppola in Fast Times. So
Yeah.
come on,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Receding hairline high school student.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he pops up, I guess, in people's dreams, but he's not doing anything. He's just randomly just observing or just walking through. And that's at first it's upsetting him that he's not actually doing anything when I think it's his daughter that's saying that she was, what was the scene?
Not
That was at the
helping.
very beginning.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the very
I can't remember exactly what happened in the dream, but like the
She like,
dad
starts
didn't
like
do anything.
levitating, and he's just kind of like
Yeah.
there, like
Yeah,
hey.
just looking.
Yeah,
And then a lot
those notes are really paying off, Dave.
but all up here. It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually got it's interesting. I got sort of a Spotless Mind. What's that movie? The
Oh,
Jim Carrey movie?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Exactly. So I got those kind of vibes, and then I realized actually the director directed a bunch of really awesome horror movies, and that's where in the later stage you kind of get a lot more of that as well.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was thinking being John Malkovich.
That's where I
Yeah,
thought it was
that's
going
what
at
that's
first.
what that's what
That-
it reminded me of. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Charlie Kaufman kind of thing.
I'll tell you what to
It-
think, Dave.
and at first it was dreams in people's dreams, and then it took the twist where it's actually he's the catalyst of people's nightmares. He from doing nothing in people's dreams to being the antagonist in their nightmares.
But that did it follow like how his emotional state was? It got
Yeah,
dark
and
when
it-
he felt
and I
bad.
think that's
I
where like it starts making sense, because at first he's just a passive person in these people's dreams, but that's where he is in life. He's there, but he's not really doing anything. He's not a total loser, but he's not doing anything either. He's just there. So you start
Wait,
kind
are you
of
talking
seeing
about me or the character in the movie?
little
a
column
little bit
A,
of
little
column A,
column
little
B.
column B.
Thanks, Dan.
I'm here to validate.
Yeah, yeah. It actually it does end sort of, I think, in the middle act. It goes from sort of inane, innocuous to then kind of sexual, and then it just becomes like a straight up horror, just murdering people, smashing people, and
And
being
I-
horrendous to people.
I think that was the turning point, right? Is when he's with that girl and she wants him to relive the dream with her, and it goes all wrong. And then from
And
there,
then-
everything starts going wrong as far as everything, from being a celebrity and being people wanting to be around him and take his class to everybody being afraid of him. And it was like that was the
They're,
turning
like,
point where everything
terrified
just
of
started
him.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
was
can't
the
even be
turning
in the
point where
same room.
everything went wrong. So what does that tell you? If you're married, don't mess with the younger chick, man.
Don't mess with
That's
it.
the main
I actually-
takeaway. Aside from everything else,
I
keep it in your pants. Bad things will
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. My wife told me that was the lesson of the movie.
My wife told me
That's
that
the
this is the
lesson.
point of the movie.
Yeah, I actually read the description of that scene was actually fart, jizz, fart, which completely makes sense.
That should be the tagline.
That should be yeah, exactly.
Which was also one of
Fart
the name
come
of one of
fart.
the original bands in Singles, by the way.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
that was gonna be
Chris
your name.
Cornell was Chris Cornell's band, right? And
That was Chris Cornell's original band name.
Yeah, yeah.
fart just fart.
Fart, jizz, fart. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait for
Yeah,
Citizen
it's
Dick.
it was Citizen Dick. That's the name that I was thinking of. Great poll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
couldn't
one
think of the
our
name either.
Trivia questions a while ago. Yeah.
Come on. But it's funny because I think like the premise of the movie, at first you think it's like the dude and his life kind of sucks, and then things get better. But the more I watched it, the more I kind of realized like the underlying thing is like about like internet fame right now, or
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
like you get these people that are kind of just not really doing anything, and then they do one little thing, and it blows them up, and then they do something else, and it completely
Yeah.
turns the world against them.
Yeah. Like they build you up and then they can't wait to tear you down.
Yeah. And they can't
and
wait to take you from nowhere to like the heights. And there's no like, it's not even like internet fame, but it's like these people that are like SoundCloud rappers. All of a sudden they blow up out of nowhere and then they're gone because people lose interest in them. And I think that's kind of the progression of the movie. He's this guy that's just doing his thing. And then through no fault of his own, he becomes famous through no effort.
He flipped the bottle and it stood upright.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
and boom, got 1 million likes.
I went viral, as he says, right? Yeah, he basically goes from being obscure to viral to just becoming to getting canceled basically within 90 minutes. It's pretty awesome.
And it was a typical good Nick Cage movie, right? Like when he does his
Yes.
little art
Yeah.
house films. That's his wheelhouse right there for the good. And then he does his I need to pay the IRS.
Yeah.
Though they're the bad.
That goes straight to China ones.
Yeah.
If you
Straight to
notice,
video in China.
if you notice that you scroll through like Amazon Prime or Hulu movies, sometimes you see like all these Nick Cage action movies, and then you go on the you might like, and then it's all these Bruce Willis action movies that were made like in the mid like 2015s that nobody's
Yeah.
ever heard of.
Yeah, well, back then it was straight to video. Right now it's
Yeah, it's
straight
the
to
equivalent
streaming. Yeah.
For a while, he became the Michael Dudikoff of our era.
See,
Michael
okay.
Dudikoff.
But see, I was thinking of exactly of that. Michael Dudikoff, though, is a
It's
bad
almost like
actor,
you guys are related.
right? But Michael Dudikoff is a bad actor in bad movies. So he
Yes.
stayed in his lane. Nick Cage
He
is one of
stays
those
in his
guys.
lane.
Nick Cage is one of those guys that kind of veers to the left, veers to
He
the
straddles.
right. He's all over
He
the place.
straddles, yeah.
But he's got because he's a good actor.
But when he brings it, yeah.
But sometimes he just makes weird choices, or sometimes he just needs to get paid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because he ruined Peggy Sue Got Married with that stupid ass voice of his
Oh yeah.
that he decided to use for the character. Bad
But,
character choice.
But then like nobody told him though, right? Nobody said, "Hey, dude, you're kind of fucking up the movie."
Well,
Cage, nobody
his
did.
uncle was the director, right? What are they
Yeah.
gonna do? Never mind.
Oh, that was a Francis Ford Coppola one?
Yeah. Peggy Sue Got Married, and you can't believe that what's her name was in high school.
Kathleen Turner. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, hey, I'm a high school student.
Hmm?
Well, she
It's
has
like,
to play
okay.
the mother and the yeah.
Yeah, she sounds like Harvey Firestein. I'm a high school student. No, you're not.
I'm a high school student, darling. My back hurts.
But another one of those actors is Charlie Sheen. He's a good actor when he wants to be, but a lot of stuff he's just phoning it in, right? Or he's paying off.
I would say
debt.
he was an actor.
He was an actor. Use the
Platoon-
correct tense,
Was?
Platoon
dead?
and Wall Street. No, he's just not. He's just bad now.
No,
I
he
mean,
was.
Oh,
Dude
he's
in
bad.
Wall Street, he was there. He wasn't bad. He wasn't particularly
Oh,
good.
Platoon,
He had
yeah,
great
yeah.
people around him in those movies.
Yeah,
But it wasn't a
he-
shitty movie and him being the same shitty
No.
character.
This is where Dave comes in and says he peaked in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
well, he was really good in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
See?
That was, but he was pretty much playing himself, right? A drug addict.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But that other
I-
movie that he made was really good. The one where he's like a cable repairman, but he's like, and then there's aliens and
Oh, but
that are in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was
That
actually
was awesome.
That
Yeah.
was a really good movie.
What?
So he
Yeah.
just sounds like random words. Mexico, cable.
They, them.
aliens movie.
the aliens, Mexico.
Yeah.
Charlie
Yeah,
Sheen.
it sounds like a word salad or word soup coming out of my mouth.
They. I never heard of this one. Charlie Sheen.
It's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
Huh.
Is
One
there
of his very
is there a
few.
movie is there a movie where he plays also like a garbage man with his brother Emilio Estevez? Or
Yes.
am I-
Men at Work.
Men at
Yes,
Work.
Men at Work. I also love that movie. Or
That
do
was
I love it?
another
I have
one-
no idea.
That
you
was
loved it 20 years ago.
30 years ago, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
that was directed by Emilio Estevez. I think he wrote it and directed it.
Look at that.
He's also one of those guys. Emilio thinks he can direct, and he's directed a lot of movies, but they're all shitty.
Right. Oh, hey.
But at least he's branching out, right?
You guys are doing Barbie. Trust me with it. Trust me.
This is gonna be awesome.
Trust the process.
My brother can be Ken.
You know, one thing, go back to the actual movie here. One thing that actually struck me is that there's a scene with all the dreamfluencers and the mind advertisers where they're all wearing denim. And that was so,
Yeah.
I think that might have been the weirdest thing for me. It's like, why are they all wearing denim and sitting on a couch and acting all like wellness influencer? Like, I just did not get that at all from it seemed like it was a random total shift from the movie.
I think that was more like their take on like influencers, like at a house, like the Paradise
that.
Dating or whatever those movie
Yeah.
shows are called, where
Yeah.
they all
That Hype
hang out
House,
together. Yeah. And they're all at the house.
I think that was like what Nicolas Cage thinks influencers look like. That was his like as a producer. This is what they look like. We're putting this part in.
They all wear denim vests around the house.
All the young kids wear denim vests.
But
They're big hip.
I actually like that the way they try to commercialize the dreaming, that bracelet. I can't remember what
Yeah.
it's called. I
The
thought that was
Norio or
hilarious.
whatever.
Nice notes,
Yeah.
Dave. Nice notes.
Hey, I don't need notes. When you're this good, Charlie, homie.
I know you've been sliding on your looks for too long, young man.
Yeah, I'm old now. Damn, I looked good when I was young, though, right?
Speaking of old, it was awesome seeing Tim Meadows in the movie. That was a nice
Yeah.
little treat.
That's
Yeah.
He looks good.
He always plays that character of a dean or a principal.
that's
Yeah.
because like
Wasn't he that in Mean Girls too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then in the Goldbergs, he also played
he's the
a
put
principal.
upon principal.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
So I was gonna say, I think that this is part of the Tim Meadows cinematic universe where he's always like in a school sort of area. He's
Right.
an administrator or a teacher.
And he played the drummer in the Dewey Cox story, Walk Hard. And he doesn't share the drugs, and he never shares. If you've never seen him in that movie, it's a great movie. Go
you
ahead.
think Nicolas Cage went, you know what? We need someone to be this administrator. Tim Meadows can do it. It's in his
Exactly.
wheelhouse.
He's the guy. He's
Yeah.
got
He
experience.
just appears. He just shows up.
Yeah.
So, do you think Nicolas Cage is doing better movies now? Like for a while he was
No.
completely, straight to streaming. Is he crawling out of that, getting more?
I think he has a
It's no
higher
Con Air.
batting average.
Yeah. I think
I
we're
mean-
seeing more of the better ones.
Yeah, I mean the 90s
Yeah.
are past him, right? He's not going to be doing the big blockbuster movies.
You know
I don't
what?
think
The
anymore.
90s are past all of us, Dave.
Oh, man.
Well, not if you have a
How
time
dare
machine.
you? How
I got a
dare you.
DeLorean that says you're wrong. But
I'm waiting for Singles 2, the B-sides to come out. That's going to be amazing. It's going to be about Candlebox and Creed, I think.
Oh, God.
And Paul Giamatti as an old man making out with
Paul-
somebody.
making out,
Still making out
Oh,
in the diner.
God. As an
they're
old
like,
dude.
that dude's
No.
just getting all the chicks.
Nicolas Cage is realizing it. If I narrow it down, I think there's a better chance of it being better.
Yeah, if I don't say yes to everything,
Right.
it's a little bit of quality control, because I mean he peaked as far as making huge amounts of money in the 90s with Con Air, Face Off.
Face Off was so amazing. Face Off was so good.
Face Off was, I mean, that was his golden age, right? Con Air, The Rock, Face Off, those were like back-to-back hits, blockbuster hits. And then he had the romantic comedies, Honeymoon in Vegas. Then he did, and he also did Leave in Las Vegas, where he got his Oscar. And then kind of after that, he started tailing off into really bad, schlocky movies.
But he seems like, to use the metaphor again, of like one of these 90s indies bands that like built up their cred, and then like, oh, now I've done this. Now let me turn around and do this completely crazy ass album that nobody liked just to say I could do it. But he kind of did it in the reverse.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and now he's getting it's like how the 90s are back. There's a 90s revival. People are all these kids are wearing their Nirvana t-shirts.
Yeah.
Now Nick Cage is he's on the comeback, right? Now they're gonna be oh, Nick Cage was a 90s icon, or he was a great actor from the 90s. Have you seen
we
his
want Nirvana and Con Air Nick Cage?
Yeah, they want Nick Cage with the long flowing hair.
I want Nick Cage Superman. That would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
That would have been incredible. Yeah. I just want to see Nick Cage do again. A B C D E F G H I J K. I won't do him all, but that's by far my favorite crazy Nick Cage is just him randomly saying the alphabet or shouting it rather.
Wait, what was that
Shouting
from?
Nick Cage. I think it's a movie called Vampire's Kiss, the one where he screams down the street going ah.
Yeah.
Is that in the 80s?
Such a good movie.
That was in the 80s. That was one of his early movies.
That was post, I think, Raising Arizona, which is also
He's done so
pretty
many
good.
movies.
Yeah, Raising
many
Arizona.
movies.
Valley Girl was a good movie.
Oh,
He still had
Valley
his
Girl,
actual
yeah.
hairline.
Oh, Vampire's Kiss has Jennifer Beals and Maria Conchita Alonso.
It's a classic. It's a banger.
Oh, I guess I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah.
Nick Cage Film Fest continues.
What was the name of that movie where he played the bad guy and David Caruso was the good guy? Was it Jade?
That's
Where-
no, that was Kiss of Death.
Is it? David
Yeah.
Caruso is like a
Hmm.
detective, right? And
He's
then
he's an ex-con that gets out of jail and he goes to work for Nick Cage's mob.
oh yeah,
crew.
and Nick Cage is like his dad is the boss, right? The mafioso boss, and he's like
yeah,
a
and Nick Cage
wild
is like
out of control
all
kid.
roided out. Yeah,
He's huge. He's got like a broken nose all the time, so he's got a band-aid over his face
Yeah.
and
Oh,
his
yeah,
nose
Kiss of
and-
Death. Also,
and
has
he's always
Samuel
huffing.
Jackson and Helen Hunt and Michael Rappaport.
1990s.
Selling
That's
point.
that was going to
Straight
be
up
David
90s.
Caruso's big breakout. That's what he left NYPD Blue for.
yeah, and David Caruso was the one who made that movie Jade, right?
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
David
he's in that
Caruso.
one.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, okay.
That was his 1-2 punch.
That was
of saying
his
goodbye to
other
NYPD
movie. You
Blue.
mean?
With
Yeah.
his 1-2. I should never have left NYPD Blue.
Guys.
I
What?
think Jade was
Never
Linda
saw that.
Fiorentino.
Oh, right.
But see, if we want to bring it back around to like the dream scenario, David Caruso got his bit of fame and he didn't know what to do with it. And he'd been kind of an everyman just in the background, and then it turned on him.
Yeah.
But I thought is he the one that was on was it NCIS or one of those
No.
like police
Yeah,
cop
And
shows?
NYPD Blue. NYPD Blue. He was him and
NYPD
Sipowicz
Blue.
He was
A
on
weird-looking
NYPD Blue.
redheaded
That's
guy.
but
with
then
Dennis
like
Franz.
in the last sometime in the early 2000s, he did one of the CSI Miami.
Oh yeah.
That's
He
the
came
one
back. Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
You
And
know,
he takes
yeah,
off,
yeah,
slowly
yeah,
takes
where
off the
Oh,
glasses.
man.
Roger Daltrey.
Yes.
I'm still
He's-
watching Cop Rock.
Hey, Cop Rock rule. I don't want to go to
Said no one
jail.
ever.
You're going to jail. You're guilty as charged.
That's an
I have
actual
no idea.
recording from the film.
I have no idea, but that's what I imagine Cop Rock being. Everybody singing and dancing.
Nobody
Dream
knows.
like-
scenario?
It's like La La
Uh,
Land with guns.
Yeah. Yay or nay?
What, dream
Oh.
scenario?
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Oh no, it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome, and like
Great movie. Yeah, I'd say for sure two thumbs up. It's also he's an A24 guy, so he did all these amazing psych horror movies. And there's sort of a tinge of that in this one as well, which is pretty awesome. So it's like satire, comedy, cancel culture, getting older. Tucker Carlson always welcome in a movie.
Yeah.
It's two thumbs up. Obama.
well, I love that it's still like the takedown of that too, because he takes down cancel culture because he's like, I'm not going to go on Joe Rogan, and it's not, and then he's like, when he's making his like apology video, but then he starts off apologizing, but then what does he do? But I'm the real victim here, so you get all those
Exactly.
taking
Oh,
a
yeah.
shot at those people that don't really apologize.
And Michael Cera's in the movie. I like
Yeah,
I like
and
his,
yeah,
I
Michael
like
Cera.
his,
Yeah. And there's an overarching theme, and you know what, Michael Cera. Okay. But yeah, of course, the meme, social media, cancel culture, like that really, shines through pretty clear.
Yeah, I love the way in which both Tim Meadows and Nick Cage use the term lived experience in the movie throughout. It's pretty awesome. Just a way to kind of skewer again this whole cancel culture thing and sort of
And
an anti-DEI thing as well.
yeah, well, and the whole society of, once again, this is old person, but like the lack of personal responsibility, right? And because all of a sudden it becomes his fault that like they're having nightmares and he's traumatizing them, right? Everything's a trauma. Like he wasn't doing anything. He himself did nothing.
Yeah. When they
And so
talk
he
about,
has to apologize to them.
yeah. When they talk about a safe space and all
Yeah,
that, I'm
right.
like,
Exactly.
oh man.
I'm gonna let him walk in a little closer and a little closer. And he's literally doing nothing, and everybody fucking loses their shit. Which is right, like
Yeah, they don't feel safe around you. You can't come to your daughter's play or whatever it
It was
was.
like almost there was like I felt like it was a hair away from they were about to call him transphobic.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna call him hate crimer like Homer Simpson at Lollapalooza.
You're asking me if I'm a man or a woman is a hate crime.
Exactly.
Like that kind of thing. Like,
I
not
feel
very
violated.
tolerant.
I feel violated.
Yeah.
You violated my dreams, man.
Yeah, it's interesting that the school Osler is an anagram for loser as well, which is
Oh,
prominently featured in the movie, Osler and Loser. So
Oh, good catch, Steve. I didn't get that.
yeah.
But I'm not good at Wheel of Fortune either, so
Scrabble, baby, Scrabble.
or Scrabble. Yeah.
but yeah, I like the way that it skewered all that without being still sounding like old man, get off my lawn, you kids with your interwebs. It could have easily
Exactly.
been that. Like,
So was the wife justified in ditching him?
I think she was going to ditch him no matter what. I think she was probably either cheating on him with that guy in the first place,
The guy
or
Chris.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
why she was so jealous of him? Because she was like a guilt jealous thing?
I don't know if she was jealous of him. She just liked
Well, at the
being
beginning,
a-
she's like, "Oh, you're looking at some girl. Oh, you talked to some girl. What's that all about?" And she was
oh
kind of
yeah,
jealous.
like
So
when
you
he
think that
runs
was
into
like
the ex girlfriend at the play.
right. So you
Yeah.
think that was like her guilt because projecting through, she was cheating the whole time.
Yeah, it could have been.
Because it's
mean-
like in the continuum of who this guy is that I
Yeah.
think that was the likelihood of what was going to happen, whether he did anything with the intern chick or whether he became famous or
Yeah.
not. I think that's where his life
Yeah.
was heading.
His wife is cheating on him, but she's still going to break his balls about why is he looking at another girl.
Exactly.
You know, that's just the type
Oh
of
no, that's
person he
even
is.
worse. If she's cheating, that she's like, she knows, it's like that guilt thing, or you're looking for it in the other person now. You're projecting it a lot.
I think that just goes to show that how much of a like a loser character he was. You know what I mean? Like
But
the
I-
Schlemiel
Well, he's-
Schlemazel, right? He's
I mean,
he's the
yeah,
Schlemazel.
He ends up
he's the
being
guy that gets
really
his suit
big in
spilled on.
France, though.
Yeah.
But and that's
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
kind
He
of a
was big
nod
in
to like
France.
I think that's like a nod to his like straight to video career. But I'm big somewhere with this other title. You get the title wrong, but I'm still famous. So
He's like totally baseless. We're big in Finland.
So how would you react if you appeared in People's Tombs and you gained this level of fame? Would you milk it? Would you become a dreamfluencer? Would you just
Oh.
go to a cave and hide away?
I'd milk it while the iron's hot. Strike while the iron's hot. And then when it all goes to shit, it wasn't me. That's on you guys.
But
Like
Okay.
Dave
and
would
then
have
that's
been
like another thing, right? You're dumb enough to follow this guy, right? And you're dumb enough to like
Exactly.
elevate him
Yeah.
from nothingness.
Exactly.
Shame on me. Shame on you for like,
Shame on you.
yeah.
yeah. No one's responsible for anything, huh?
I think that I would just take my Sprite money and then just hide. Just take,
That's-
take that
yeah.
sweet Sprite
Yeah,
money.
he
and then
should.
go.
He should have took
You should
Sprite
have
while
took
he
the
had the
Sprite
chance.
money and just gone
Dave
away,
would have been
dude.
in the Sprite ad like the next day.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, I would have been haunting you guys with Sprite.
It would have been
every time you
Sprite and-
every time you
Wait,
closed your eyes,
popcorn.
I'd be right there drinking a Sprite. What's up?
Yeah.
Well, so no
Drink up.
difference from now. For me.
It's refreshing.
No, but I'm not getting paid right now.
It's the refreshment of your dreams.
Yeah.
Or nightmares. Whoa.
But when you look at it, right, at the very end, though, like I still think he's not like the complete loser because he's a college professor. He lives in this big house, but he's just a guy that's not quite there, which is even more like ball busting, right? Because it would have been easy for him to have like a shitty job and drive a Yugo with mismatched doors.
Mhm.
That would have been like low hanging fruit. There's a guy that could have been more
Yeah,
than he
yeah,
was.
He's got a lot of potential, right? I mean, he can easily ascend in his field, but he can't.
And then he gets mad when
That's-
somebody else takes his idea and runs
So
with it.
Yeah, his ex-girlfriend.
What's intelligence?
Intelligence.
Yeah. That's so good.
I think that was like the best
Intelligence.
part that like someone made it with his idea, which was stupid sounding and kind of got written off, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, she was gaslighting him, right? When they're talking. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, and then next thing you know, when it comes out that it's like intelligence is like
Yeah,
right
one
on
thing I thought
front
was pretty
page.
funny was when he starts to kill people in the dreams and everyone's freaked out. We're kind of mentioning that a little bit. But then I love how the all the promotional opportunities are like, you can still go on Tucker Carlson.
When he's at that photo session in France and they want him to put on the Freddy Krueger glove.
Oh my God, I'm dying. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit alt-rightish. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh,
So how many movies does Nicolas Cage come out with every year? He was in this new Flash version of the Flash as Superman, as like a little
oh
fan.
yeah.
Pedro
but-
Pascal?
Yeah.
That guy's in
Pedro
everything
Pascal-
too, actually.
Pedro
A lot.
Pascal had a cameo as Nick Cage,
Yeah, Nick Cage being Superman.
as Superman from
That
the
would've
Tim
been-
Burton movie.
That would have been awesome.
Just in 2023, he was in The Retirement Plan, Dream Scenario, Sympathy for the Devil, The Flash, Renfield, The Old Way. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies in 2023.
Wow.
Jesus.
I saw 4 of those,
Whoa.
He needs some money.
but he wasn't really
You
in the
got it from
Flash.
Dave,
It
apparently.
was like a really super small cameo, and it was more of a CGI.
Well, he
thing.
was in it though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was CGI Nick Cage,
But-
I guess. But yeah,
yeah.
but
Renfield was
Renfield
actually pretty good. I liked
Renfield
Renfield.
was good. I like
agreed.
Renfield.
Agreed, yeah.
And it had a killer soundtrack. The music was
What is
awesome.
Sympathy for the Devil? I didn't hear about
That
that.
I am.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
a small part in that, I guess.
I know The Old Way is a Western, but I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he has a cowboy hat on, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
that-
that gave it away.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's a Western. It's just
Well, it could just be a Saturday night for Nick Cage, right? I'm gonna walk out with
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna stroll down Hollywood Boulevard in a cowboy
think-
hat.
You
I
know,
think
that
my
should have
character
been
would like this cowboy hat.
that should have been the trivia question. Like, which one of these was Nick Cage not in?
In.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as a voice, obviously.
Really? That's awesome. I love that movie.
He was in The Croods: A New Age
I haven't seen that. That's
cartoon thing.
CGI. Yeah,
No,
those are
They're
cartoons.
cartoon like
Cartoon,
cavemen,
yeah.
Cave
There's
people.
so many movies I've never. Dark,
Neanderthal Americans.
Looking Glass, 211,
What?
Between Worlds. This is like 2018. He had like 5, 6 movies also. Yeah.
He still owed the IRS.
Have you seen
It's like,
the
dude, even
movie-
Willie Nelson like got out of trouble with the IRS, man.
Have you seen this movie Army of One?
No, I don't think so.
The Nick
don't think
Cage
so, no.
movie. You totally
Is that
missed
Michael
it.
Dudikoff?
No, that's American Ninja.
I'm trying to go back to
I'm
the next movie I actually like have heard of. There's so many.
I'm sure there's one of those bad super action movies from the 80s called Army of One with one of those sea-level martial artists.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There's got to be.
It's
Yeah.
one of those pro wrestlers turned actor that does
Yes.
that does it. I'm an army of one, brother.
Brother, it's always like that. Yeah.
It's of his brother. Yeah.
It's Michael Dudikoff, the lost Von Erich brother.
Yeah.
Too soon, too soon.
Roddy Piper. Yeah.
Roddy
Jesse
Piper.
Ventura's in it. Yeah.
Rowdy
Yeah.
Piper it was in They Live. That was a pretty good movie. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And also a Cyndi Lauper video, which is awesome.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Girls just want.
Yeah, I saw this movie Pig from 2021 had good reviews for him. Did you?
Yeah,
you heard about it?
That
I've-
looks like one
it-
of the movies where he's trying to be serious.
Yeah, is that the one where he's like a loner from the ex-con and then he saves a kid and then
That's all of them. Come
That's
on,
right.
be more
And then he
specific.
flies on an airplane full of ex-cons.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
right.
something like a kid from a broken home and then he goes and he
You know, you're asking 3 other people who didn't see it.
yeah.
So
I'm,
Who are
I'm
three
just
people
saying.
who have never been in my kitchen.
yeah, but yeah, he gets some kind of a critical credit here and there. So still happens, and I
Yeah,
think
I
Dream
mean-
Scenario is one of those. So we highly recommend,
Yep.
along with last year's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah,
That's
if
the
you
one, yeah.
if you need to watch a Nick Cage double feature, those
Make
two.
it those two.
You could do it, and a bottle of wine.
There you
And
go.
Valley Girl.
That'll help. That'll help too.
Christopher Borgly's the director.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
And wait, and the gaffer is
No, it was Steve. Steve.
Ari Aster.
All right. Yeah, Ari Aster. Yeah. Well,
Paul Giamatti was the gaffer.
well, yeah, some solid writing, directing, and actually editing too from this guy, Christopher Borgly. Good job. I can't imagine that he had somebody else in mind besides Nicolas Cage for a part like this. So this guy, I think this is this guy's dream scenario that he got him to do this movie because it's like a total Nick Cage movie. I mean, if you've seen Adaptation or some of the other roles where he's kind of like this surreal kind of a character, it's just perfect. I can't believe he didn't write it for him.
Yeah. It's surreal, but not
Yeah.
like over the top wacky.
it fits.
which it could have been.
It fits
Yeah.
Nick Cage to a T.
Well, when he does yell about his car, he does get a little bit cage.
Yeah.
A little cagey.
A little cagey. Yes, a
Yeah,
little
he's still
cagey.
cagey
I
there,
think he wrote that into his contract. You got to let me have one scene.
where I freak out.
Yeah, where I freak out, man.
I gotta yell. I gotta yell at
There you go.
somebody.
Steve.
Good Nicolas Cage imitation is like a bad Elvis imitation
What
almost.
is I can't do it.
He is inimitable, John. Don't even bother. He's one of a kind.
That's true. You can't argue with that. All right. Well, yeah, I think we got this one wrapped up. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you when the next Nick Cage movie rolls out. Or next week, I mean.
Check you later.
Bye.
Bye.